Morning class. Good day class. Welcome to your subject, the Physical Education 102, which is the harness and disarming techniques. Okay, I have here our uh, handouts, which I'm going to explain it to you. So, the handbook is about the techniques of the combative Filipino martial arts. So this is my welcome address. So since I am a part of the instructor of the Holy Cross of Davao College, so I am imparting my creation of self-defense to the subject, the Physical Education 102. Okay, now we have here the table of contents, which is the uh, just a while. So these are the pages of the meaning of the physical education, the theories, the definition of terms, the disarming techniques, the meaning of self-defense, weapons, the harness, pakal, handcuff. Then we have here the part 2, the system of our subject, the techniques, then our prayer, the creed. We also have our house rules, then our trainings and exercises. Then we have a part 3, the training lessons, the stances, the strikes. This is very important. Also the throws, the locks, then the unarmed techniques, armed techniques with the knife, the stick, and how to perform handcuffing techniques, then uh, the training equipments. Okay, so physical education 102, this is a disarming technique. Okay, this is a guide for the advanced techniques in self-defense. So by the end of this semester, I hope that you will learn the practical self-defense and will also learn how to perform and the harness and how to use a stick and also the knife. Then we'll know how to perform handcuffing techniques to a person, because this will be your future uh, future work as a police officer. Okay, so we will be using English and Filipino terminology, uh, wherein I am promoting the Filipino martial arts, so we are going to use Filipino terms. Okay, part 1, the definitions of terms. So here we have the disarming techniques. What is disarming technique? So it is a technique on taking a weapon from the possession of armed and unarmed assailant in order to repel or to end the attack and to restrain it. Okay, so next is, what is self-defense? So I already uh, mentioned this in PE 101, so no need for me to explain or read this to you, because I know that you already know Then number three, weapon. So what is the definition of weapon? Weapon is a gun or a knife, club, and other things that is used for fighting or attacking someone and to injure, defeat, or destroy. So a tools can be a weapon. So any kind of things, a chair or a piece of uh, cloth can be used as a weapon. Also a ball pen or pencil can be used as a weapon. So any other things that will be used for fighting or attacking someone, that will be as a weapon. Next is the harness. So this is part of your subject, so that is why I include this one. So harness is the national martial arts sports of the Philippines. So this is our own martial arts uh, uh, technique. So it is known as eskrima and kali. So this sport actually emphasizes weapon-based fighting, which is done using knives, bladed weapons, sticks, and various improvised weapons. But the modern arnis only use uh, the rattan stick or a kamagong stick, which is a replacement of a bladed weapon. So, in order to avoid uh, fatal damage to the partner, so they are using rattan stick. Next is the pakal. Pakal means the reverse grip or the ice pick. So this is a knife fighting technique. So knife fighting technique is the backbone of the Filipino martial arts, where the Philippines have enduring blade culture. Before, the Filipino martial arts starts with the deadly weapons, which is the knife, bolo, and sword. But today, uh, to make the training more safety, so our ancestor used stick to avoid cuts and injuries. Next, handcuff. It is a pair of lockable linked metal rings for securing a prisoner's wrist. So this device is for restraining a person, and it will secure the individual's wrist in proximity to each other. So not only a metal device uh, ring, but you can also use a rope as a uh, for the handcuffing. So the each of these rotating arm engages a ratchet that prevents from being opened once closed around the person's wrist. So I know you already saw a uh, handcuff. So I will be explaining it to you later on, and I will be showing you later on all the weapons and tools uh, on my next video. So continue moving on. So we are on our part 2, the martial arts system. Okay, first is the techniques. Just what I have said, we are using the Filipino martial arts or my own combative martial arts uh, skills in these lessons. But uh, these trainings has a similar arts of the Aikido, the Hapkido, and Karambit. So it is more on hand-to-hand combat training. Okay, so we are not using a uh, a hand-to-hand combat that is not a practical technique. So we have to use a practical hand-to-hand combat technique. So uh, there will be no what what is called the the technique should be uh, direct to the point of disarming a person. So there will be no impossible techniques uh, learned in this subject. You will know that later on. Okay. Next is the creed. So creed, I know you already know what is creed. So this is not uh, a one-sided prayer. Okay. So even if you are a Muslim, Islam, or a Christian, or a Catholic, so it will not matter. The important here is that uh, we have our purpose of praying. The purpose of praying is to uh, keep ourselves unharmed, so that at the end of the semester there will be no injuries arises. So the creed will be done before and after the uh, lessons or training. Next, we have also here our house rules. This is the rules and regulations and the do's and don'ts. I know you already have it, but I just want to uh, uh, include this for reminders, so that we will avoid injuries. Okay, so we have to do additional precautionary measures to avoid eventualities of injuries in the duration of trainings. So even if you're in your place or in your house, so you should uh, follow the rules and regulations. So rules and regulations will be strictly observed. Okay, so this is the important. Courtesy to the instructor is a must. So I already encounter students that is very boastful. So since you already know me, during the duration of training, if I caught you uh, for violating the rules and regulation number 1, which is the courtesy to the instructor, I will be automatically mark you a failed grade. Okay, because I know and I believe that if you pass the PE, Physical Education 101, you already disciplined yourself. Next, bowing to the dojo before and leaving is a must. Unfortunately, we cannot do this because we're still on the pandemic. So just ignore this one. Number three, using weapons or equipments without proper permission. Okay, so this is not applicable. However, if you are going to use a weapon, do not use a real weapon. Uh, Next, toe and fingernails should be properly trimmed. Okay, so I will be strictly observing this one. Number five, personal hygiene should be observed. So since we are not on face-to-face training, so that will be your own responsibility of your personal hygiene. Number six, wearing unprescribed uniform is not allowed. Fortunately, we have already our class shirt, so I will be uh, I will advise you to use your class shirt as part of your training lessons. So those who have no class shirt, you have to use a plain white t-shirt every time you're going to perform your video task. If you are using uh, sando or sweatshirt or any colored t-shirt or printed t-shirt, I'll be giving you minus points. Next, addressing sir and ma'am to the higher belts. Okay, so you know that I include one of my assistant instructor as your big brother in our group chat in Messenger. So do not forget to observe the courtesy, okay, because he is my assistant and he is a red belt, so he is already an advanced student. So just give your courtesy because this is a practice of showing discipline to the public. Next, students under the influence of liquor is strictly prohibited. So I will not I will not know if you are under the influence of liquor when performing your task. So we can skip this one. However, if I observe that you are under the influence of liquor when performing your task, so I will be giving you a minus points. Next, never use a real pistol or knife to avoid greater injuries. Okay, during our disarming techniques, there will be tools that we are going to uh, to use. So if I observe that you are using a real knife or a real pistol or firearms, I will be uh, giving you a minus point and I will let you explain why did you use that. Okay, so keep that on mind. Next, playing with training weapons is strictly prohibited. So that is not applicable because we're not on face to face. No striking of training weapons to the face to avoid injury to the eyes. Okay, so this one is very important because when you are doing your video task with your partner, you should avoid doing this one to avoid the injuries to your partner. Next, uh, no striking of training weapons to the back part of the head to avoid injury. Okay, especially the back part of the head and the body also. So avoid hitting that one because it will really gives you injuries. Okay. Next, training weapons should be checked by the instructor. Okay. However, since I am not on your side, so you you will check it yourself that you should not use a pointed or a sharp edges weapon. So that is not allowed. Okay, it should be blunt. Next, no student will do a technique for disarming without inquiring the instructor to avoid injury. So if you think you have skills of disarming, and in actual performance it will lead to dislocation of the joints of your partner, if you think you know, then you have no training, please inquire me first before doing that. So in order to avoid uh, this dislocations, okay, of your partner. And lastly, for strict compliance, please do this and follow this one. I will be observing that. Okay, so in trainings and exercises we have our calisthenics, which is the workouts. So I think you already you know this. I also have uh, uh, every week you are going to send me a video task performing exercises. Okay, different exercises. So each week has a different exercises video task in order for me to have an assurance that you really perform every week your exercises. Okay, so I will be posting weekly exercises and you are going to perform it even if you're an offline or online student. You are not uh, uh, excuse for doing it. Okay, so let's go on our part 3, the training lessons. So we have here the steps, the stances, the steps. We are going to perform that, the strikes. So I'll be making videos on this one, the throws. Okay, regarding the throws, you really need a partner on this one. So please do not make an excuse that you have no partner. Okay, because you are only living alone. So I will not believe that you have no friend. So you have to do it with a partner. Okay, if you don't have a friend, it's time for you to explore yourself and your personality than making friends. Okay, because if you have no friends here in the earth, in earth, I think you're not a human person. Okay, we also have here the locks, so that is why partner is very important. Then these are the unarmed techniques that you are going to perform. Okay, also the armed techniques, we are using a knife. So we are using a stick and a handcuff. However, handcuff, uh, since uh, you have no available handcuffs there, so I will only show you how to perform a handcuff. Then when you are going to perform the handcuff, your handcuff tools can be an imaginary tools or imaginary handcuff, but still you are going to perform how to do a handcuff or how to restrain a person. Next, this is the called a labanan. So this is a simultaneous attack. So this can be done with one partner or two attackers. So be ready for this performance, because this will be the highlights of our subject. If you cannot perform it well, I am sure you will fail this subject. Okay, so these are the training tools. You should have a trunk protector, the body protector, head protector, a timer, a groin guard, a genital guard for female, mouthpiece, this is for only individual, then a mat, wooden knife or rubber knife, wooden pistol, wooden blades, and the most important is the harness stick. We will only using a single stick. If you don't have an harness, I can produce one for you, but you have to bought it from me, because I will be paying for your harness. So this is the facts. This is the frequently asked questions. So you can read it this later on. Don't you worry. I will be giving you a hard copy on this one. So thank you so much for listening. This is the another part of our lessons in our PE 102. So hopefully you understood. Then I also have the part 1 of the I will be posting the part 1 of the disarming technique. Okay, so just watch and listen, because in our first quiz, I will be asking about our topic today and the other video that I'm going to post. So welcome and have a nice day, everyone.